Going live. I am live.
Live.
Hello to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter/Periscope. I am Jabril Suleiman,
I'm Eb. How are you?
and this is an episode of FlexworkTV Blackout Day discussion. So, as we all know, there has been there's been a set of events that have set off so many changes, so many things that are going on right now around this country.
Yep.
That has led, of course, that started really. It started years ago. This isn't something that just started with the recent, deaths of Black people over the last few months, but it's kind of built up to a boiling point, and so we wanted to discuss that today. Why? Because with Flexwork TV, with inclusion in particular, we are a platform. We're a company that is focused on, especially the advancement of Black people, especially around work.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do today. It's an impromptu discussion that's talking about that. So, yep.
I don't know. It's one of those things of I can't the atmosphere, if that's what I can say, is not the jovial of what I'm, used to bringing to the table. Craziness, of course, and watch the news is just like no. Also raising two teenagers of my own, it's just like, what the hell has happened? And as you said, it's been going on for years. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Will Smith said it. And he was like, this has been going on. Now it's just being recorded more and broadcasted more.
Yep.
And if you look at your Instagram timeline, your Twitter timeline, Facebook, I'm pretty sure if they had a way of putting smoke signals in the air, it would still be the same message of what just happened. And even here in Atlanta, I saw what happened with the two college students that got pulled over Saturday. And I'm like, in their defense, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, we didn't even get notice of curfew until 9:13. So everybody else was out there. It's like,
when you mentioned that, it's like not everybody is watching the news, and then it just comes across as because it came across as like almost like an Amber Alert, right?
Yeah, it is.
You're notifying people. I didn't get it because I'm in Cobb County. I'm outside of the Atlanta city limits, right? And so, but they sent out this almost Amber Alert type of alert to everyone's phone saying curfew is happening now. And it's like, hold on, if you're stuck on traffic and you hadn't been really watching the news, how do you know that stuff, right?
But you made a point. You're in Cobb County. What if you were in the city of Atlanta and you weren't notified that you had to leave? So, Sunday night, it came in like around 8:23 p.m. But again, what happens to, and, I don't know what's going on with people's technology. Maybe they need to hire some freelancers, no pun intended, to help them with their technology. But, it's kind of as if we're being set up for failure in some aspects, because if we're not tied to the news, if we're not tied to social media, especially like a day today, we are tied to social media in some kind of way today, but not just as much as we have been for the whole blackout. But it's just mind-blowing. And it's the same story, not just here in Atlanta, not just in Chicago, not in Minneapolis. It's everywhere. And when you get to the point of seeing this, it's not even a domino effect. It's like everything's just exploded.
Yeah. The domino effect, I think it is part of, just all the frustration around COVID, the frustration in seeing that so many, especially Black people, are dying because of COVID. So many people being out of work right now. But, I think that this level of outrage without those kind of other conditions would still be there no matter what, from seeing George Floyd die from kneeling, something that has been so symbolic for so many years, you know, around sports, around the NFL with Colin Kaepernick, just even LeBron, you know, in the NBA and so many other people doing national anthems, to take something so symbolic and weaponize it as a murderous, as something that's murderous now, you know, that's now synonymous with murder, kneeling. That's so twisted. Like that is so twisted, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I was telling my wife that, you know, the whole COVID thing didn't really bother me. You know, I think that, you know, I feel like I stepped up in that situation. You know, we did what we had to do. There was really no anxiety there. But damn, this really bothered me. Trump's speech yesterday bothered me.
I didn't watch it yesterday. And you know, I just hearing the story of what happened of people being peaceful, and then all of a sudden it's like you're going across the street to a church first off, and you know, looking at the news this morning is like the archbishop or whoever you call him is just like totally ticked off because he got kicked out apparently. So this photo,
really didn't know that.
And I mean, so. And taking it a step further, you know, symbolic of even kneeling down to pray. It's like, I had to tell my brother in California this morning, I said, you know, I'm trying to remain faithful and hopeful, but to me, that seems like an oxymoron right now, even in my Christian faith. And I have to be honest when I say that. You know, I have to be honest when I say, you know, it's not this whole thing of, oh, you know, kumbaya. No, it's like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. You're right. When yesterday with that whole situation, I was watching it with the protesters in DC, and I mean the military police came in like a defensive line blitzing Brady, like trying really, like they came in like Captain America with those shields, just booming everybody, like nobody expected it. In order for, you know, for the president to get a photo op because he was embarrassed that he was taken to the bunker. Apparently, that's according to the reporting. But you know, just to see the stuff that's going on right now, you know, our focus is on, you know, Black and Latinx professionals who work remotely, and then in particular right now, just really thinking about the Black people that are out there, you know, trying to get jobs, trying to make a living, right? I think that this time, more than ever, it's important for people to go out and learn skills that allow them to not even have to be in the streets, you know, be at home, be safe, you know, no matter what that skill is, right? I think that that's important right now. I think that learning and really still getting out there, making sure your voice is heard, but not being scared, not being cowardly in any way and cowering away from just life in general. But, you know, we need to be able to equip ourselves and continue to upskill ourselves and upskill our community, right? And I think that we talked about that at our team meeting yesterday that we have every week. And that was one of the things, or one of the reasons why we wanted to come on here and just talk about that. You know, I don't know. It's been a frustrating week.
It's one of those things of, because even on the consulting side, I have not had it in me to market and promote anything. You know, normally it would be the coaching services, it would be, you know, everything else. But, you know, just like you said, my focus have shifted. And I said this yesterday in emails and in Slack messages and everything else, that, you know, we're building out mining networks. We're building out so many other communities to say, what else do we need to put in place so when we do have the masses come to us, what else do we need? Like right now, my heart goes out to all single mothers. And that's where I'm at. I'm a single mother. I have 2 teenagers, and it's like, what is their mental state? And, you know, everybody's like, well, how can you just single out single mothers? I mean, everybody has their demographic, so to speak, that pulls on their heart. But after single mothers, it's like, you know, where is the unemployed? what skills do you need? Let us know, because at the end of the day, if it's not something that we can't teach you, we're trying to find people that can. You know, if there's a single mother out there that's listening that wants to learn how to become a virtual assistant, or, you know, whatever. My philosophy is, if you're a mother, you can always be a virtual assistant. You know how to set meetings, you know how to do budgets, you know how to communicate. And not to dumb down virtual assistants, because that's how I really, you know, started my career after leaving corporate America. But that is like the simplest thing that someone can do. Like, we need a virtual assistant right now because of everything that we have going on. And it may not be that, oh, you have to have 3 degrees and everything else. No, it's just the basic common sense of knowing how to send an email. And in all honesty, forgive me if I even said common sense of sending an email, because if you don't know how to send an email, I would teach you how to send an email. And this is where I'm at right now. Like, what is it that we need to do? Because yes, we have a community of 700 plus growing. And I would have to say that it's close to 1,000, because if we merge, you know, Slack with Mighty Network, some of those may overlap, but I mean, we're hitting 1,000 at any given day right now. So what is it that everybody needs? And even outside of the network, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, how do I, you know, I'm in corporate America, but that doesn't sound promising. Of course, because you may have been laid off or whatever else. What skills do you have right now that you can get on the phone, email, whatever, where we can help you pivot to become a freelancer, a small business owner, whatever? And yeah, we may be like, it's really a jacked up time, but at the end of the day, you have to keep pushing somehow. Like, it's a drag for me. It's literally a drag for me. I get up and it's like, yes, I go through prayer, meditation, and all this other stuff, whatever you want to call it. Have coffee, brush my teeth, take a shower, and I sit in front of the computer, and it's like, I got to get emails, but the only thing that's pushing me is the fact that we have a community that needs us. If it wasn't, I would have been like, I'm done. Because I'm tapped out mentally right now.
Yeah, I think so many people are tapped out mentally right now. You know, it's you know, and that's what you have to do sometimes. Take that woosah, exhale, but we have to keep going. Also, I think that's one of the things that you know, you see all these companies talking about how they want to give back, you know, how they're going to invest in certain things, right? My focus for so many years now is investing in Black people and their economic development, right? And their economic empowerment. And just trying to figure that out. Why? Because in many ways, I've figured it out off and on, right, throughout my career. And I know you have also, and you know, and that's our passion right now behind what we're doing with inclusion. So, you know, we have our disclaimer kind of email that we're going to send out, of course, and we're going to still send that out. And so many companies have sent out that email talking about how Black Lives Matter, how police brutality is something that needs to be curtailed, right? We still, for every email that's sent out, that's great, that's wonderful. But what are the real action items that are being put in place, right? Our promise is that we are working to empower people, empower Black people especially, with work, with jobs, and this new freelance and this new work from home and this new distributed team society now that we're living in and we're going to be evolving in, right? That's the point of really coming out today, as far as for me personally, as far as this Blackout Day discussion. I don't know, some people have it twisted as though no one's supposed to be talking about anything. The goal with this day was to really highlight and allow for discussions from Black people to kind of be pushed forward, right? So if you're watching this video, if you watch the replay, I mean, share it out to your network, because we want this discussion to be heard. We want you to chime in on this discussion as well. There was one comment or a series of comments from Jerry. So shout out to Jerry, who's watching right now.
It's on LinkedIn, or because everybody has to understand we're like global right now, and I see so.
Yeah, it's through Periscope right now.
Okay.
And so, he's talking about the fact that, we need equal rights. He talked about the fact that, people are scared. He talked about the fact, just simply of the fact that, he said in the workforce, we get underpaid while others get paid more doing the same dang job. Right. And he makes a valid point there.
True, though, because this is what I want people to be empowered in knowing their worth. And I left corporate America for a lot of reasons, and that was one of them. Like, I've led teams, not just onshore, but offshore. And, busting my behind working 60 hours a week. And when it comes down to bonuses, who got them?
Right.
I worked for one of the biggest banks here in Georgia. So at the end, and that was 14, 15 years of my life. And I have to be thankful of the experience that I've gotten. But at the end of the day, when we really start talking about becoming empowered first in our worth, it's really one of those things of, yes, don't be all cocky or brash, like, you've had to deal with some of your Twitter followers, but be humble enough, but still know your worth. And sometimes people are like, well, how can I stick up for myself and still be humble? There's a way that you carry yourself. There's a way that you not necessarily demand respect, but you put forth respect for yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, at the end of the day, to me, it's all gloves off. Like, if everybody's like, let's challenge inclusion and see if they're putting their money where their mouth is, whoever is on the line that is really wanting to say, okay, I need to find out, how can I just beef up my resume? How can I do this? How can I do that? Get at us. And that may not be the political way to even say it from a business perspective. I don't care right now. And I told the real, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth when we get on this line today. But at the end of the day, I'm really at the point of, we have to start somewhere. And all of these companies can throw their money here and there. But where is the training that if you had somebody working in the same position for 45 years, it's not the fact that they may not be comfortable or that they are comfortable just sitting there 45 years. They may have tried to go up the ladder. They may have tried to even go lateral, but they had everybody else, no pun intended, pushing them down, pushing them down, pushing them down. No, you can't. No, you can't, because you're going to give it to your homeboy or your homegirl that you met on the golf course or whatever else, because you want to be all buddy-buddy with everybody instead of taking time to educate somebody. When it really takes, if you took an hour a day to educate someone on one thing, within 30 days, that's 30 hours of training that they didn't have before.
Exactly. Look, there's a lot of things that we could definitely talk about in this discussion. I mean, there's so many things that we really need to cover, and being able to, the first and foremost thing that I want to do is empower people with tools, right? It's teaching a person to find their own path, teaching a person to make, generate their own income. That's what we used to do in the 60s. We're independent business owners. And, unfortunately, many of us assume that the white man's ice was colder. And that's a phrase. But
the ice does melt in the heat. You can even pour the ice and it just melts.
Right. And, I don't say that to be crass in any way. And this, what? Never mind. I don't care. I don't care if I'm crass with that right now.
Yes.
I mean, and that's the fact is that, people can't continue to be unapologetic in certain things, in their viewpoints, and the fact that we've been going through so much. And in business, people have gone through so much, and being able to live, people have gone through so much. People are going through so much, right? And so we can't continue to be unapologetic about things, right? And I've had that before. I've even in the previous kind of version of what we were doing with inclusion, before we pivoted to inclusion, I was accosted for the fact that, I was highlighting Black-owned businesses and things like that. We can't be unapologetic about that. One of the things that COVID, though, unfortunately, one of the big side effects, and I saw a report about it, I don't know the exact percentage, but a lot of businesses, a lot of Black-owned businesses, a large percentage of Black-owned businesses are going to be out of business due to the fact that they weren't able to access PPP funds, and they haven't been able to survive this COVID shutdown. What are those people going to do? They have skills, they have talents, and I put out a video, actually, what was it, last week, talking about these labor marketplaces that are arising. You know, we need a way to be able to, of course, uplift people in their individual positions and to empower people and individually to make money, but then in a collective way, in a way that's larger than just generating revenue for yourself, generating income for yourself. But how do you leverage your talents to build revenue, build income, to build a business, thus empowering other people as well, right? That is the long-term effect, the net effect that we want to be able to contribute as we are building this inclusion community. How do we empower you on an individual basis to, of course, generate enough revenue to take care of yourself and your family, but then go beyond that to take care of people that you associate with, people that have the talents just like you. You know, they may not have that business acumen, but they have the talents. And so how can you bring them under your wing now in order to succeed?
But I think
the community we want to be able to build.
Yeah, but I think we have to go back first, because does everybody know the Black-owned businesses out there? Like, I'm in Atlanta, and I kid you not, I don't know all the Black-owned businesses out there, because you have groups here, and sadly, in some ways, it's like it's mine. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to help you. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need your idea. I'm just trying to help you. You know, like some organizations, like Baobab out in the Bay Area in California, they have put together a directory for Black-owned businesses in the Bay Area. So if you're watching this again, if you have a Black-owned business and you feel as if you're sinking, let us know. The reason why I say that is because I am not only the community liaison, whatever title you want to give me for inclusion, it's let's look at your business to see how we can help you pivot. Let's look at your business to see if you need a virtual assistant, a web designer, a graphic designer, that we already have in our plethora of databases of people that are looking for work. Many of us struggle in business because we have not set the foundation right. So, okay, the foundation is totally cracked. It's shot to hell. So what do we do to say, okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be authentic with where I am to say that because this business was my bread and butter and because it's now sinking, I need help.
You're right. And I've had to ask for that help before in a business several times. I've had to ask for that help in a business that was generating millions of dollars in sales. I've had to ask for that help. Generally, I've had the money to pay for that help. But you're right. You're right about that. There are, you know, I just quoted that statistic on how many Black businesses are going out of business. How many Black businesses have the access to resources to stay afloat? Whether it is a marketing person, whether it is a coach, whether it is, you know, I think that's the thing that we need to take out of this right now is the fact that there are so many people, even in our community that we have in the Slack community, in the inclusion marketplace community. These are people that, yeah, they may normally charge something. They may normally charge some fee for their services. But even myself right now, I mean, if you give me a call, I've been through everything. Bankruptcy, tax liens, growing a business from $100 a day to,
right. And what they don't see
$20,000 a day.
Right.
So I've been through that. So I think that's the thing that comes out of this right now.
What they don't see is the fact that we're building websites to expand the community. There is one thing in WordPress you did not know. Who knew it? So okay, I give you the information. I'm not going to say you like, oh, I need to keep it a secret. That's where we need to get past this whole thing of keeping stuff a secret. Yeah, if you have the best barbecue sauce, keep that as a secret for by any means necessary. But if you have a skill and talent that can help someone else, like upskill, up level, whatever you want to call it, what do you have to lose by teaching them something?
Right.
And the crazy thing is, so many business owners may have the resource to pay somebody $7 an hour. Someone that is unemployed will gladly accept that $7 an hour because they weren't making money anywhere else.
Right. You know what? And use that the barbecue sauce analogy. You're keeping that recipe a secret, but going through, let's say, for instance, right now you're selling barbecue sauce, but we're coming out of COVID right now. You know, what resources do you have to market that? What resources do you have to perform SEO, to revitalize your website, right? I think those are the questions that you need to be asking if you're out there with a barbecue sauce, with a bomb-ass barbecue sauce recipe, but you're struggling right now and figuring out how to get it out there and how to manage even the sales around it.
I would stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning if need be. To help you get your barbecue sauce pivoted in such a way that people would look at you like you crazy for even trying to do it, because you still have something in your hands that you can bear fruit with. And that's what we really realize too. It's like, oh, I have this, I have this, I have this. If you're a baker and you got flour in your cabinet and all of the yeast, I'm still trying to figure out the whole salt thing, because even when I see salt go in certain things, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But you as a baker know what that means. If you have a Cricut, best believe you better be making some t-shirts, some vinyl phone cases, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, there is no reason why any of us should say that we do not have any type of skill. Right now, if you know how to cut grass, there are so many houses that need to be cut because of HOA laws and all this other stuff. What is it that you need to do to make sure that even if you have to borrow someone's tractor trailer to get your lawnmower to wherever, you cut out a deal with that person? If they have to have the DMV license or whatever else for that little trailer, you work that out. But that one payment of $20 a month that you're renting a tractor trailer versus the $100 that you can get from one client a month, you've already paid for the rental of that tractor trailer. And that's what we fail to realize. We think of the big number of, oh, it's going to cost this much. Dude, I always do things by a power of 10. If you have a service that you can sell at $100 and 10 people buy that, that's $1,000 that you didn't have before.
Right. True. That's true. That is true. A lot of people have been asking in our community, a lot of people have been asking how to, well, I'll say it like this. They have the skill. The skill is there, but there's always a piece that's missing. And I think that translates over from the level of a freelancer, a remote professional, to that business owner as well. Right. And it's just asking that identifying what that missing piece is, and being able to incorporate that missing piece into your practice, whether it's as an individual or as a business, right? It's going to be important. And I think that's what we need to be here for right now. I think that's the way that we could give back. I think that's the way that we need to continue to give back. Everything happens for a reason, and I think this week has sent a lot of people into soul searching, right? As a business, as an organization, as individuals, right? And we have to look at how can we give back to improve. So I think that's this. I feel like this has been like a working session for us right now.
Yeah, because at the end of again, I apologize for not being, oh, hi. Yeah, I can't do that today. And I don't, and in all honesty, I have my moments, but I'm tired of being in a place where it's like we have the resources, no one's taking advantage of it. Like right now, we're not even charging for anything at Inclusion. Not one thing. Not even the strategy sessions that we're about to put out there. Not even the new platform that we've built through Mighty Networks. We're offering this for free. Yep. For free. We have an awesome graphic designer by the name of Brian. He's in the community. We have an awesome partner by the name of Shay, you know, and it's one of those things of we're only 4 people right now.
Right.
4. But we're willing to help a community of 1,000 plus for free, because at the end of the day, I can't ask you for $10,000 knowing that I'm worth that. Mm-hmm. Because I know you still need what you need to get to even make the $10,000 to pay me.
Right. That's true. Yep. We have to worry about, I mean, we have to worry at this point right now. I think that, you know, everyone needs to worry about how to give that next person that jump start. Not even worry about the end result or worry about payment for anything or what am I going to get out of it. It's how do you give that next person that jump start, right? And I think that that's the thing that the Black community, in many cases, have been giving everyone else, has been preaching to everyone else, i.e., you know, the overall majority white community, is the fact that it's not giving out handouts. It's just giving the normal benefit of the doubt, or giving the same amount of energy that you would give to everyone else. Mine is that level of bias. Mine is that level of inhibition that may be there because of the fact that, you know, there isn't just that normal level of connection. And a lot of times it's not about skin color, but skin color is connected to cultural views on life and everything, right? And so that may be that effect, which is still tied back to skin color a lot of times. There's a study out there that says that 70% of white people don't have any Black friends, actually people of color. So that spreads it out even more. You know, it is about reaching across the aisle and making that. But as Black people, the people that are setting up infrastructures, platforms like ourselves, like ours, we need to find that granular way of being able to give back without any expectation. We need to give back in accordance to our passion. And that way that we're not giving back with some expectation that we have to receive something in return.
But it's kind of like a double-edged sword with that, because at the same time, it's when Black businesses are in business, we expect to have the bro man discount. Like, bruh, you know, we GP, can you just give me? No, because you would go to the store and buy the brand new pair of Jordans that just came out for $300. You ain't asking for a discount then. Right. So when we really want to have these discussions, we really have to be authentic as to how do we even get here. We have this double standard when it comes to certain things. And I watched part of LL's, you know, Instagram on YouTube, and I mean, he went off, but he had valid reason to do so, and he gave some great points. And what we need to stop doing is we need to stop automatically bashing each other because we say something. It's like, okay, we're gonna keep sweeping the dirt underneath the rug, keep sweeping the dirt underneath the rug. But then it's like, oh, it's too taboo to even talk about what's going on in our own communities. That's hurting us. And then we wonder why there's certain people in the United States that treats us any kind of way because they see us do it to ourselves. So what difference does it make? It's like, oh, Ed called Jabril a nigga, so I'm really gonna call him a nigga now because she sees that it's okay. There's no way that you can tell me in the same mouth that you're gonna call me a bitch and then call me a queen at the same sentence. That doesn't work together. So when we have those conversations, then we have something to talk about for moving forward. When we start having conversations of, if I'm going to donate whatever amount of time it is, whether if it's 10,000 hours, which is, you know, they say 10,000 hours comes to equates to mastery of service to local communities, local people that may not have the resources, then so be it. I'm not writing that off. Right. But at that point, when we do get businesses up and running in Black communities, don't go ask for discounts unless they freely hand them out, because that business has to survive just like you do.
And you're right about that. One of the things that, and I mean, going beyond that, if it's a business itself, it has to generate revenue, it has to bring in sales. And yes, those sales, it shouldn't be an expectation that those sales are discounted. I don't think that, people ask for discounts for various things. But the expectation is that to be able to patronize a business, no matter what it is, at whatever your comfort, whatever your price level is, your current price level. If you can afford it, then great. A Black-owned business shouldn't have to compensate in some way by, of course, accelerating prices. There is always going to be that there. And so one of the things and being able to understand as far as giving back, even with a marketplace like that, what we have, is not always trying to drive to the lowest price, right? It's getting the true value, getting some fair market value out of it. That's one of the reasons why we focus as a marketplace on the United States in regards to the type of talent that we have, because we can't allow for an influx of overseas talent to come in and drive the price down to the lowest denominator, even within our platform. So I think that, there's so many things there on there in regards to that dynamic of figuring out price, not driving to the lowest price available. It is understanding that even a Black-owned business needs to earn or provide a service at fair market price, and not naturally discounting that person's value or that business's value because they're a Black-owned business.
But we need to take that. But we need to take that expectation away, because
exactly.
If there's a Black-owned business that has specific products, what people need to understand is they're paying a certain amount for cost of goods. Mm-hmm. They're marking that up for a profit, but then they're also factoring in how much it costs to ship. If they're e-commerce, how much does it cost to have a brick and mortar? Better yet, how much does it cost to turn on the light so you can walk your behind in the store to even buy it?
Right.
And let's just go down basics. If you live in a house and you look at your electricity bill, your gas bill, your water bill, imagine that 3 times higher as a business owner.
Yep.
But you're not going to the gas company or the electricity company saying, hey, can I get a discount? No, you need to pay fair market value price for what is on your invoice. That's true.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot. There's so many different things, and we've gone into the deep dive of the struggle of the entrepreneur, the business owner, and there's so many different focuses there because it crosses over. A professional that works remotely, many of the same fundamental things that they have to do to manage either their work-life balance, it's the same thing that a freelancer or a business owner has to do, right? So I think that's going to be an important subject as we move forward and as we talk about things within the community, within the Slack channel. I think that anyone who's watching this playback of the live stream, understand that we are here to provide our knowledge. We've been through so many things. There's so many other people that are in the community. And at this point right now, I don't want to say pretend this is Thanksgiving. Just pretend, understand that this is a point of giving back right now, that we need to invest. This is a point. Think of this as an investment Thanksgiving. You're giving as far as investments into as far as understanding and knowledge.
I wouldn't even call it an investment. I would call it a gift, because the word investment even holds that I'm going to get something in return. We are gifting you whatever talents and resources that we have to make sure that if you're a freelancer but you want to pivot to have your own business, let's go for it. If you're a 9-to-5er and you just tie to 9 to 5 and you say, okay, I want to be a consultant freelancer, let's go for it. If you have no clue what in the world you want to do and you just need to sit on the phone for a good hour and a half so we can hash that out, let's go for it.
And as a community, the expectation is for other people, those people in the community, to be able to at least provide something, provide some piece of knowledge that's going to help your fellow man and woman, right, as they move along in their journey. Charlotte says,
like, are there any comments? Because
Charlotte on Facebook says, thank you for your great gifts. Samira, she's like, I think she was talking about people expecting discounts, and she was like, LOL, Iranians are the same way. Shout out to Tony. Tony says, I'm here to listen. He says he's the white guy in the room. Definitely.
Tony, we surely do. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Right, exactly. And Ray said, hello just to everyone. And, so here's the thing, though, I think that we needed this personally as some type of therapeutic discussion. And we did it on a live stream on 4 different platforms that are out there right now, right? It's just as a way to personally just try to explain in a very authentic way. And I think that if you've watched any of our other live streams, there's that theme of authenticity, right? So in a very authentic way, hash out our personal frustrations as business owners, as Black business owners, as with the tech startup, with the startup that's serving a community of other Black and brown entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals that work in a flexible way, being able to, in an authentic way, talk about our own struggles and frustration, especially for what's happened over the past week, the things that we've witnessed, from the lady calling the police on the guy saying, I'm going to send your Black ass to jail because you messed with me and my dog.
Oh, forgive me, because my mascara smearing, so I'm going to take a makeup break really quick. But even with that, when I found out what dude did in life, he's not no average Joe.
No, he's not.
He's not an average Joe. And then I had to think about my 18-year-old that just graduated from high school, that is as equivalent to any producer out there with the way that he thinks. White, Black, Bollywood, whatever you want to call it. And if my son was in New York, which is one of the capitals of, getting education for the film studies and stuff like that, walking through Central Park, and something like that went down, like, who does this? Like, where do you get the audacity to even say that you can pull threat or you can try to pull rank to be like, and then the poor dog.
Man. I didn't notice the dog at first.
No, the dog was like really gasping for air. And then it's like, you got the phone in one.
Wrong, boy. Wow.
So the dog got taken away.
Yeah.
And no different than looking at the incident that happened at WeWork. Like, entrepreneurs that were at WeWork.
About the WeWork, I forgot about the whole WeWork thing too.
Trying to look out their fitness, be healthy, and then come along. Like,
as somebody that's in the startup world, that was a venture capitalist that did that, right? He's a VC. It's crazy.
And not against anything of WeWork, but it was just baffling that it happened at a place like that, because that would be a place where you think that freelancers, remote workers, professionals can be themselves, and you can't even go work out to go run in the treadmill because you got somebody, Inspector Gadget, trying to, like, dude, who are you?
Right. Exactly. So I'll say this, as a Black man with a 18-year-old son that's about to be 19, I've had to give him the talk. That talk is, take your hoodie off. I got scared when he grew out his dreads. Didn't want him to even have dreads for a long time, but take your hoodie off. Make sure you do certain things. Make sure you're 10 and 2 if you get pulled over. There's a viral video. There's a video that went viral of a young Black man that's kind of explaining all of these unspoken rules, right? But after seeing George Floyd, a guy that's 46 years old, I'm like, damn. So it could be my son, and I'm 39. So, but it could be me also. It could be my son, because I don't have dreads. I know what to do. The rules that I'm telling him, I know what to do.
Bird watching.
Me.
You can be bird watching.
I could be bird watching and just trying to tell somebody to put their dog back up. Because
it's a rule. Hold on.
I don't know what
it was a rule.
I can do and what I can't do and what I can do at this point, right? It is so stressful. I'm a person, I can handle a large level of anxiety. Like I said, COVID didn't bother me. And yes, I believe in COVID. I believe that there's something out there killing us as far as coronavirus, killing everybody. But that didn't stress me out. This for a guy like me, I see myself as a tough cookie. For a guy like me, this is stressful. It is. So yeah. I mean, I can only imagine the mental breakdowns and the level of distress many people are going through, right? And so, you know, we have to work through this as a community. And hopefully we didn't add to that stress by talking and just expressing today. We needed the vent. I needed the vent.
No, in all honesty, I'm glad we had this conversation because I don't want anybody to think that it's really one of those things of like, oh, it's ha ha he he. No, this is where I'm literally saying that all gloves are off. Like, I'm dead serious about this. Like, all gloves are off. And I would even challenge anybody that has a resource that can help someone, again, 1 hour a day. If you know how to build the basic website on WordPress, and if someone else is willing to learn that, why not take that 1 hour a day to teach them? What are you losing? You ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And if anything, be smart about it. Do 30 people at one time on Zoom. $14.99 a month for a paid account with Zoom where you can have up to 100 people. Better yet, max that out at 100. You got 100 people a month.
No, go free. Google Meet.
But I'm just saying, what's $14?
No matter which platform you use, right. Exactly.
Because Google Meet doesn't work for me. I'm just gonna be honest. There's just certain things that
we're gonna zoom it.
Has like blown Zoom out the way. Like, if we can use Hopkins for everything that we do, even this, like, let's do it. But be honest of where you are. And if it's $14 that you would have spent at Starbucks or whatever else, who cares? Starbucks ain't even doing their regular hours now.
Right.
So I'm glad we had this conversation because I want everybody to know it's not playtime for us. It's not, again, as Jabril said, it's not to put everybody more in a damper or whatever else. Please do know that we feel you. Please do know that even through the silence of the community, it's one of those things of like, if I'm feeling like this, I can only imagine what you feel like. And we're running businesses, not just one, we're running businesses. And if it wasn't for me having kids, I would be dead serious. I would just like, I'm done. If it wasn't for the people that I serve, I would be like, I'm done.
I'm done. What? Explain that.
Like, I'm not like, I will give up.
You taking a vacation, you're going out the country.
There's so many times that I was like wanting to check out. There's just certain times that I go on social media only because of clients, projects, and stuff like that. Other than that, it's like, turn off the phone, something. Because and then it's, you know, whatever algorithms they got. You got newsflash. Oh, a sponsored post by someone that is wanting to do a coaching session. Who's going to buy that right now? And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. Then newsflash. Then sponsored post of someone that wants to sell something for weight loss. And even that, I challenge all those people putting the daggone sponsorships out, thinking that, oh, it's somebody's going to be worried about weight loss right now. I'm not. So everybody that even has a sponsored post that is trying to upsell in your funnel to say, oh, let me show you the best way to set up a funnel, but then you turn around and charge somebody $1,000 for a 3 funnel sequence, you could have did that in 3 hours.
Right. Yep. You're right.
So, yeah. Whoever
more of the story is right now, I mean, people still have to make money, but people, I mean, we have to give away this information. We have to help each other out. We have to uplift one another. Black people, white people, everyone who's listening right now or who will listen, find a way to give back. Find a way to uplift that next person. I think that's what we need to take out of this right now. That's what I'm taking out of this personally.
And what I would have to say is the person that needs the help, we would not look down on you if you say, I need help. You cannot receive anything without opening up your mouth. If you know that you have the biggest dream, I will be crazy with you and dream that dream with you. But do not feel as if you have to dumb down yourself or feel as if that you're accepting a handout. No, whatever we are giving you, we're giving it to you so you can take your crazy dream and tear the walls down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you have to lose besides being comfortable in your feelings? We want to be in control, and we want to be comfortable, and we want to be in control of our feelings. If you let go of all three, which kind of equates to pride, let go of all three and say, I need help. We're not going to put you on blast. If anything, I would say, can you join our Monday calls to tell us what else do you need from us?
Mm-hmm.
Email me. Set up time on my calendar. I don't care. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Look, everybody, I mean, basically coming to the inclusion.co/community. I mean, we're all there also. Let's send this out. I'll add that on right there. Inclusion.co/community. Everyone who's listening, you'll find us in the Slack. Come into the Slack. Ask questions. Ask us questions. DM us directly if you don't want to ask the whole group.
And let me break down the whole thing of, another app. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, you can download another app to get the help you need. If you're on Facebook sitting on the toilet for 10 minutes, you can also talk to me for 10 minutes on the toilet bowl while you're on Slack. I mean, let's just be honest right now.
Right. Yep. You're right. So look, this has been...
I truly love y'all. I really do. But
we've been on here for 52 minutes. I think that this has been a great therapy session for the both of us, for myself in particular. We needed to kind of get some of this out. We were supposed to have a talk about even your background and transition into coaching and your transition into even working with inclusion. We're going to have that still.
Yeah, my story can wait, though. In all honesty, I need to help other people build up their story. My story can wait because I've lived part of my story. I'm trying to help people start the chapter, at least, for their book.
You're right. You're right. That's exactly right.
So, we're here for you. This may not be an Erykah Badu and Jill Scott moment, but we're here for you.
That was a fabulous moment too.
Right, it was. And if anybody caught Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin, that was a fabulous moment too. But at the end of we're here for you. That's the only thing that I can keep saying. But we cannot be here for you unless you reach out. Exactly.
So with that, everyone, this is our Blackout Day discussion. There's a lot of ideas that we've kind of floated around. I think this was almost a working session for us as well. It's an extension of our Monday team meeting because we need to continue to fill things out to continue to just to work on how we can build a community that supports you all, right? But how we can continue to bring in even allies. So just putting this out here, putting things out there, being transparent so that even the people that may not fit our demographic as far as marketing could still feel like that they're included in some way and being able to provide some support. So look, if
they're out there, and I have to say that because I have clients that are not Black, and she and I mean, one in particular, we had a heart-to-heart conversation yesterday. So it's not as if that everybody's out there to get us. Everybody is not. I mean, you have those people that are looking for the talent, and sometimes they would rather work with a specific demographic because that's their personal choice.
Right. Exactly.
So, and don't come into this as if, the other man or the other race or whatever is not going to appreciate you. That is not what we're saying, because there are some out there that truly appreciate not just you as a person, but care about you as a whole.
Shout out to Christina Hickson. She says, I hope to support in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you.
Christina, if you're not in the community, come on in. Everyone's welcome in the community now. I want to make sure.
Let's clarify that. Let's clarify that.
You know, you don't have to be, you know, classified as Black or Latinx to come into the community. No, everyone's welcome into the community. We want everybody to be able to support, give back, provide whatever resources that are there that you have, you know, resources that are under your belt. Please come in and provide that, you know, definitely. Charlotte says, we feel the love. You said you love everyone.
Charlotte.
So
I've been having my days this week.
And then Tamika, she said that, yeah, I'm working on seeing what Black farmers need to do to bring in to, I guess, to farm to the table, distribution and so forth. So bringing farming to the table. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that this is great. We want to continue doing this. We don't have normally a set schedule for getting this out here, so it's sporadic. I mean, people can always watch the replay. They may not get their comment in exactly, but hey, if you see the replay,
email us. You can join the Slack community.
Come into the Slack and comment. Yeah, exactly. Right. So for everyone that's watching, I'm Jabril. Yeah, and definitely this is FlexworkTV, brought to you by Inclusion, the inclusion community, the inclusion marketplace, FlexCon, and all the initiatives that we have launched and are working on in the future in order to uplift Black and Latinx professionals who work in a flexible way, i.e. freelancers and remote professionals, work from home, distributed team professionals, and on and on and on.
There's no stopping it. So let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get to it. Bye, y'all.